Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse Both, aka J-Bone, and guess what? It's time for another rookie guide. This time we're going to be doing the St. Patrick's Day tournament, formerly known the Haunted Hills tournament, except in the daylight. This tournament will become comprised of the same exact holes we played during the Haunted Hills tournament. But like I said, they won't be played in the dark this time, so you'll be able to see them. No shadows. You'll know where everything's at. No excuses this time. We're going to have to win the gold this time. So let's go. Let's get to it. Let's start looking at the holes. This is going to be the same type of format as last time, where I talk about the holes. I give you the different types of routes you can take on the holes. I give you my tips and kind of club suggestions. And then from that, you got to take that information and apply it to your game. Figure out which way is best for you and what works best for your game. So hopefully you'll be able to learn some information about these holes that will help improve your rankings in the standings. So we're going to start here. Hole number 1. This is a par 4 hole, and it's a fairly straightforward hole as long as you get your drive. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be using probably the extra mile and then either your thorn or your backbone on your second shot. Now from the rookie tour, you'll be hitting off the first tee, and most of your shots are going to be landed in this zone right here. Okay, that's where you're going to be landing your shot. And from there, what you do is kind of up to you. Most people will put a little bit of left curl, top spin, and some side spin on their shot and try to put themselves in this area right here. So your curl is going to take you right over that corner of that sand trap, land just off the edge of the rough, and roll into the fairway. If you want to put a little bit of extra power on your shot, you can do that and try to roll up here. That's totally up to you. Sometimes there's a little bit more risk involved in the overpowering of the shot, unless you're really good at hitting that perfect. You don't want to end up in the rough. It makes your second shot much tougher. You'll still be able to reach the green on your second shot from there, but your chances of getting the eagle go down greatly. For the second shot onto the green, I would suggest using probably 2 to 3 bars of backspin. You may want to use a little bit of side spin to try to straighten out your line to the hole. You're going to aim your shot a little bit in front of the hole and then adjust for your wind. If you are using the thorn, you're going to adjust about 2 miles per hour per ring. So if the wind's 3 miles an hour, you're going to probably adjust about 1.5 rings. We won't know what the wind is like for these holes until Monday. But if you check back with me, I'll put together a really quick short video on each hole on Monday after I do my practice rounds, and I will update these holes with the wind's direction. So if you want to wait till then, I'll definitely have that information up for you. So that's hole number 1. So we're going to go ahead and watch a quick video of me playing hole number 1. All these videos are up on my YouTube page. So if you check me out on YouTube, and you can find these videos on the YouTube page. So we're going to go there. And there we are. Alright, so hole number 1, here we go.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse Both, and this is hole number 1, par 4. You're going to see me use the extra mile off the tee, and with this shot, you're going to use a little bit of left side spin, top spin, and a little bit of left curl, depending on what you want to try to do with the shot. You're going to see me line my ball up, kind of like at the back, on the edge of that, back edge of that bunker with a little bit of left curl. We hit it perfect, and hopefully we jump over the edge of that bunker and roll on the fairway. Perfect shot. If you want to try to overpower your shot a little bit more, you could probably get a little bit farther down the fairway towards the green. And on the rookie, that will probably be your best option. your second shot, you're going to be using the thorn. Here we're going to use 3 bars of backspin. We're going to line our shot up with the hole with the edge of our line right at the edge of the hole. And we're going to adjust for the wind about 2.5 bars here. And we're going to take our shot. And as you see, we were pretty close. We're right on line. Maybe needed to aim it a little bit further in front of the hole, but we'll definitely.
Alright, so that's hole number 1.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse, and this is hole number 4.
And that's hole number 1, so we're going to move on to our next hole, which is hole number 2. Okay. Hole 2. And this is a par 3. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Your landing zones on hole 2 are going to be in here or up here. If you try to land your ball in the second landing zone, you will be using the rough to deaden your ball, and you might want to use 1 bar of topspin or 1 bar of backspin, because you want your ball to be aiming this way, and you don't want the edge of your line to be any farther than where my line's at right there, because you might go too far past the hole. So I would suggest like no front spin, backspin at all, or like half a bar of backspin, and just line your shot up with the hole. If you have access to a sniper or maybe the Viper, those are options on this hole. Just make sure you are accurate with your wind adjustments when you do adjust for the wind with those clubs. It's the easiest to use a sniper, because it's basically a 1 mile per hour per ring adjustment. If you're going to land it in this back section, you just want to make sure that your second bounce is somewhere in here. Okay, you want to bounce it somewhere in there with your second bounce, from there, there, and then rolling it up to the hole. You want to make sure you adjust your spins accordingly to not go too far past on that type of shot. So we'll go ahead and watch the video that I have on this shot, and I believe the video is of me using the shot where I hit off the rough, so you can kind of see how that works.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is hole number 2, and it's a par 3. You're going to see me attempt a shot where I use the rough on the other side of the bunker to deaden my ball. This is another way you can play this hole. Most people you will see play this hole taking the jump before the bunker, and this is just another way to play it. As you see me adjust a couple bars for the wind, and I hit it great. If I hit it perfect, it would have been a much better shot, but we still end up pretty good. You kind of get the general idea of what I was doing. If you like going the other way, go the other way, but here's another option.
Alright, so you see the way you can play that hole if you play for the second jump site. If you do play before the bunker, just make sure you have the right amount of spin and on your shot so that you do play the hole correctly. So we're going to move on to hole number 3. This is a par 5, and you're probably going to be using your extra mile and also your big dog for this hole. You definitely want to have your big dog for your second shot. Now, your landing zone for this shot is going to be right in here. Okay? If you do want to try to go for the farther shot up here, to jump it over that area to there, that is a possibility. The way I normally play is I take my drive here to over in this area. We'll call this option number 1, and we'll call this option number 2. With option number 1, you want to use a little bit of topspin, some left spin, and some left curl. That's probably the safer shot to take. If you try to go with option number 2, you might possibly have to overpower your shot a little bit depending on the level of your extra mile. But if you're able to pull off your the second option shot, you will put yourself in much better position for your second shot. But you can still make a good shot from the first position as well. So we're going to erase that out. We're going to move our hole a little bit here. Okay. So if you are right here or right here, your next shot is going to be pretty much the same line, okay? Just whether or not you have to hit it farther and overpower it. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to hop, you're either wanting to lay up here for a short chip to the green, or if you have tailwind, which I would assume we will have tailwind in this tournament for our second shot, you can try to overpower your shot a little bit, hop it right here, and then you want to roll through this gap. Your next bounce should be right about in here, and you're going to use that rough to kind of deaden your ball to roll it onto the green. If you're able to do that, you'll have the putt or even maybe a short chip for your eagle. If not, you'll have to play it up short and make a little bit longer distance chip for your eagle. That second shot is a tough shot. It's definitely achievable, but if you want to make it to your green in 2, it's a much more difficult shot. I may change my mind on that when we get to the actual tournament and I see the wins. But again, that's going to be something that I can update you on when I do the second edition of this video on probably Monday night. So let's go ahead. We're going to back out of here, and we're going to go watch the video of me playing hole number 3. There we go.
5. You're going to be using a mile or big dog on this hole for sure. You have 2 options. You can go left with curl, which is a safer shot, or you can go to that right side over that bunker, which is a more riskier shot but sets you up much better for the second shot. Here you're going to see me take a left shot with a left curl, maybe a little bit of topspin, but not too much because you don't want to go through the fairway into the bunker, into the rough. You see me put myself up fairly in the middle of that fairway, which sets me up good for my second shot. Most likely in the tournament we're going to see a tailwind for our second shot. And if you do get a tailwind, you should be able to have a chance to hit the ball onto the green with your big dog. You will have to skip it through the little rough area in between those 2 bunkers. And you want to make sure you do use the rough to help deaden your ball, because you will most likely have to overpower your shot to get it there. Here you see me hit the ball a little bit too far and into the rough. It's safe, make sure you stay on the fairway and don't go into the rough like I just did. So you're going to watch me take my shot with the razor, trying to hit the ball.
Alright, we're going to stop it there. There's no reason to watch me take another shot. And let's back up out of this. Go up back to our hole. So hopefully you kind of understand this technique and the style for this hole. You have the opportunity. We're just do a quick review. You have the opportunity to either lay up here for a chip to the green, or you can try to make your shot through this area. You want it to bounce right in there and then roll onto the green. Okay, that is the much more difficult shot, but definitely the much bigger reward comes with that shot. So, kind of maybe practice that shot in your practice round on Monday. And if you feel comfortable with it, go for it when you try to make your real score, okay? All right, so let's that and next hole. This is a par 4. I mean a hole 4, par 3. Hole 4. All right. This hole is a pretty straightforward hole. I have seen some people try to land up here. I personally rather land it right back here with my iron. Saturn, you can use your backbone. You're going to see me use my Saturn in the video. This hole I had a lot of success with in the last tournament. I think I had 3 or 4 aces on this hole using the technique that I'm going to show you. Okay? So, you want to land it here. Okay? That's where you want to set up your aim. You want to put a little bit of left side spin and 1 to 1.5 or so bars of top spin on your ball. Okay? You want the path of your ball to be like that right there. Okay? Right on the edge of the fringe. Okay? Because you want your ball to hit, roll along the edge of that fringe, and then roll back into the hole. There's kind of like a natural channel. That's just the way it feels. There's like a natural channel between that area and the hole. It's just one of those things. But whenever I aim my ball along that left fringe and hit it perfect, as long as I've adjusted for the wind correctly, it seems like I'm getting the hole in one. So maybe I'll practice it on your practice round. Try to maybe play a few tour 4s, get to a shootout. Maybe you can get draw this hole a few times and practice it there. I don't know. It's worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. You know, I'm just trying to help you all out and give you all the tips that I have found to be useful for me playing this hole. So let's go ahead and watch the shoot the YouTube video. I only was able to actually pull this hole up one time during my practice. So let's see what I can do for y'all on this hole. So hole 4. And here we go.
A par 3. With this shot right here, I like to use that front where he's aiming. I like to get as close up to the edge of that rough as I can. This is his shot, but you'll see on my shot, I go at it a little bit aggressive.
If you'll notice, he doesn't use any
Probably
left
not
side
as
spin on his
aggressively
shot.
at it as I do on my shot. But it's definitely a very aceable hole. The key to getting an ace on this hole is staying as close to the left fringe as you can on the green. And you're going to see what I do as I aim my shot. You're going to see me, I've got the Saturn here. You can do this with the backbone too. And I actually put a little bit of left spin and top spin on this.
You see when I put that left spin on, the ball guide changed its direction to the left?
Aggressive at it though. And as you see me, I'm aiming my shot right there along the left edge of that green. So what we're going to be using is the slope. We're going to use that slope of that green to our advantage. So we're going to aim about 1.5 for the wind, and we're going to hit a perfect shot. Now watch for the ball. Watch what the ball does. It bounces. It goes right along the edge of that fringe. It bounces off and goes straight into the hole. Now last tournament I played on this hole, I aced like 3 or 4 times on this hole using that method. So one top spin, a little bit of left spin, and make sure the ball guide goes right along the left-hand fringe of that green, right there alongside that rough.
All right. So y'all heard me talk. Y'all heard me talk about it twice now. Before we played the hole, and then you saw it in the video. I said the same exact thing. You saw the proof, man. The proof is in the pudding. You saw it firsthand. You noticed my opponent. He didn't put any left spin on his shot. He had a similar ball line, but he didn't have that left spin. So when his ball hit the green, it didn't have to spin to take the ball a little bit to the left. There is a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Right about here, there is like a little hill, and if your ball hits it incorrectly, it kind of kicks it off to the right a little bit. Okay, what that little bit of left hand spin does is it hits and it knocks your ball a little bit farther to the left, so it doesn't hit that little hill and bounce right. It kind of skirts the left hand part, and then it has a chance just to roll into the hole from there. So, take it for what it's worth. Try it out. If it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't work for you, you're using one or so top spin, you're still going to be very close to the hole or just past the hole in the fringe for an easy chip in or putt. So, all right. Enough of this hole. We're moving on to the next hole. This is hole number 5. And this is a kind of a tricky hole. On the Pro and Expert series, you might see players with their drive jumping their ball to that second fairway on the left. Rookie, you're not going to see that. You will see some people lay up short here. They'll hit like a wood there. And you'll see some people go here. And then you'll see some people that hit it up here to the end. I, for one, think you might as well just hit it up here to the end. That's where I'm going to be going with my shot. If you hit it short, you're giving yourself kind of a little bit better of a line to maybe bounce it here and roll up towards the hole. I don't know if a sniper would work from there, but a long iron would. It maybe gives you a chance to maybe use your guide a little bit better, have a little bit more chance to spin it into the hole. From here, you're going to probably use a ball with a little bit of curl, backspin, and right spin. So you're going to curl it up onto the green, catch the green, and spin into the hole. That's what that shot's going to do. This shot right here, okay, is a shot that I recommend. Right there. You're going to be using probably your Saturn or your Thorn. Okay? Your shot's going to go to the green. It's going to bounce here. It's going to hop. You want to set your shot up to hop past the hole with full backspin so that it spins back into the hole. When it works out great, it's a thing of beauty. And on my video, you'll see me play this line, and you might get a little bit more of an understanding of what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and go to the video. And this is definitely a hole number 5. There we go.
You would prefer to try to make. We're
Let's
going to
go
play.
back to the beginning. There we go.
Alright, what's up, y'all? This is Jesse. We got hole number 5, par 4. And on this hole right here, you're going to see me with the driver. All I'm going to do is lay it up here at the end of the some people may try to hop it across that water with a good enough tailwind. But here in Rookie, you're probably not going to do that. You're probably just going to want to lay it up at the edge of this fairway. Some people may go short, so they give themselves a longer shot to the green with a better angle. But, it just depends on what kind of shot you would prefer to try to make. We're going to play the long drive to the end of the fairway, and then we're going to try our iron shot with a lot of backspin to try to put it on the hole. Here you're going to see my opponent is a really good example of what you can try to do with this shot. He's using the claw because it has a lot of backspin on it. And what you're going to see him do is you're going to try to see him bounce it short, bounce it just past the hole, and then into the cup. And this is a pretty high difficulty shot, but he's got the right idea. I think he might be pretty close. See, he just adjusted for the wind. This ball will have a lot of backspin on it, so even if you hit behind the hole, you have a good chance to still roll into the hole. So he hits it perfect, hits it good, bounces, and ooh, he got a little bit unlucky. If that ball had bounced just a little bit farther past the hole, it would have gone into the hole. His second bounce was too close to the back edge of the hole, so when the ball bounced backwards, it actually bounced back over the hole. So here we're going to see me attempt the same type of shot right there, right at the edge of being in between clubs. So start running out of time. Kind of just have to put something together here. But you can kind of see the general idea of what you want to do. You can play the drive shorter, try to play your angle into the green from, with a little bit more of a curl and backspin type of shot. But I like this shot the best for this hole. So let's see how I do. Hit it perfect. We get the bounce. We didn't quite aim far enough past the hole. If we had, we would have got the eagle. But anyways, good luck.
All right, so you see how I played that hole. How I played the bounce on that hole. Kind of your decision to make how you want to play it. Do you want to play long, medium, or short? Okay, those are the ways you're going to go at that hole. So, move on to the next hole. This is a pretty boring par 5 right here. And this is hole number 6. Hole 6. This is a pretty straightforward hole. You can use your extra mile. If you have a really good tailwind, you can possibly jump over there. Most people probably won't have that type of a tailwind or a club in rookie to do that. So you can either use extra mile or any other, accuracy driver you want. You just want to make sure you get in this area right there. If you get there on your drive, it's good. Now you have the option to go this way or this way. Okay. If you go with option 1, you're going to be using your big dog, possibly your sniper. You want something that has some curl on it because you will be curling, top spin, right spin. You will be curling to make your shot go over here. Okay. So your shot will be landing in the number 1 area, but then bouncing over that rough and sand pit on the shot. Okay. Now, if you're going with the number 2 option, you're going to have to use a lot of backspin. So you might be possibly using like a Guardian or something that you can make sure you're able to stop yourself in that area. I've never really gone the second route, number 2, but I can see where that spot would give you a little bit better of a shot onto the green for your next shot, for your third shot. But I've always just gone to land up in here and then take my shot to the pin. Try to line it up the best I can. Use as little amount of topspin as I can. And I want to land the edge of that guide just over the edge of that green to roll the ball down to the hole from there. So this is a pretty straightforward hole. Probably like one of the most boring holes on the course. It's a pretty easy drive here. Second shot here. With the skip there, over there. And then your third shot to the green. Pretty easy hole. And let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and we'll go watch it real quick on the tube. And it was was hole number, what did I do here? There we go. Hole number 6. Right? Yeah, hole number 6.
And I will be using my extra mile or my rock. I will use the rock in this video. I will just be laying on this front fairway section. Sometimes you may be able to jump that bunker with a decent tailwind, but for this video's purposes, I will use the rock and just land it in the front section of this fairway. On your second shot, you're going to probably use your big dog, possibly use a sniper, something with some top spin and the ability to curl. Some people like to go to the right on this hole, to the little fairway section. That shot might set you up for a little bit better of a third shot to the green, but it's kind of a little more difficult of a shot to land, and I'm just going to go to the left with some severe right curl and topspin with my big dog, as you'll see me set up my shot and adjust for the wind. So on the weekend, I will be using a ball with enough spin to spin right as far as I can. And you see me take my shot, I land it, we hit good, and we get a roll to the edge, to that rough, to the fairway area. So for my third shot, you're going to see me use my long iron. If you have your sniper, this might be where the sniper comes in handy with the ball guide to try to make this eagle.
Hello. Hello.
But for me, I'm going to be using the Saturn because that's what I've got in my bag right now. And I'm going to line it up as good as I can. And you're going to adjust it, front spin, side spin, top spin, back spin, to what you feel is necessary for your shot. We hit it perfect. It has a pretty good line to the hole, and we get the roll on the green. Not too bad of a shot. So good luck in the tournament on this hole.
Alright, so you see how we're going to play that hole in the tournament. Pretty straightforward hole, nothing too difficult or complicated. And we're going to move on to the next hole. We got hole number 7. And we got another par 3. On this par 3, you're going to see me use the big dog because that's what I had in my bag when I was able to find it. But you can use your Viper, possibly use your Hammerhead, maybe the Goliath, Backbone, depending on what kind of wind we have. What we're going to be doing on this hole is, my suggestion is to land it right in here. You want to land it right in there, okay? Bounce it over right to this area, okay? I like to bounce my ball on that fringe. I usually use like 1 or 2 top spin. And then I even add a little bit of side spin to kind of aim my ball directionally towards the hole. I've always found this green to be fairly level, but sometimes they do change up the greens for the tournament, so we'll just have to wait and see what they do. But for the most part, it's a pretty straightforward hole for rookies and how you're going to play it as a rookie. So let's go ahead and watch the video, and you can see what I'm talking about. Here's hole number 7, right? Where are you at, 7? There you are.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse Both, and this is going to be a shot on hole number 7, which is a par 3. Here you're going to use probably your Viper, possibly your Hammerhead, maybe your Backbone, depending on the wind. You're going to see me use the big dog because that's what I had in, but the technique of the shot is still the same. I'm going to use a couple bars of top spin and side spin to the left to adjust its aim towards the hole. You see me aim just before the edge of the rough there. and I'm going to adjust one circle for the wind, and you're going to see me hit it. What you want to do is you want it to bounce over the water, and you want it to land the second bounce just on the edge of that fringe in green, and from there you're just going to roll up to the hole. You see we almost get the hole in one there, but that's how you play this hole. Nothing too difficult. Just make sure you adjust properly for your wind on the initial shot.
All right, so there we have it. Pretty straightforward. Not too difficult of a hole once you've played it a few times and kind of get the idea of how to play it. So that was hole number 7. And we're going to move on to hole number 8. This is actually probably one of my favorite holes. I had a lot of success with this hole in the Haunted Hills tournament. I hit a number of eagle shots in the opening and the weekend round on this hole. And I'm going to show you the way I played it. I know the general consensus is to go up this way. Landed in there. But I would prefer to bounce it here over to here. Just my general this is my personal preference. Both ways can play well. To me, I've had more luck going to the right side. Some may say, "Oh, but you run the risk of going into the water." I've personally never had any issues going into the water. You just want to make sure that when you're aiming your shot, if you got a 3-mile-an-hour wind, aim your shot to land back in here, okay? So you adjust your shot, you just adjust for the wind properly. If you got the extra mile, adjust basically, it's like 2 to 2.5 miles per hour per bar. So just give yourself like one extra bar. Put a little bit of top spin and left spin on your shot. Even curl it to the left a little bit. And aim, you want to end up right in there, just a tad under or above 300 yards on your drive. Okay. Now, from there, from this area right in here, you have a shot to the green. You are going to have to bounce it on that area right there and to the hole. I use like 4 bars of backspin, and I set the end of my ball guideline just in front of the front edge of the hole, maybe a little bit like 1 yard in front of the edge of the hole. Okay. And with the 4 bars of backspin, it stops pretty fast. I've had a lot of success dropping the ball in the hole on that shot. And we're just going to go ahead and go to the video. Well, let me go real quick here and talk about this area. You can go over here. And some people say that's the safer shot. I don't really tend to agree with that because you got bunker, you got the rough, okay? You have just as many possibilities for things to go wrong going that way as you do going to the right. So when people say the left side is a safer shot, I don't really 100% agree with that. A shot is only as safe as the person taking the shot. So if you're taking it correctly, it's a safe shot. Don't do something you're not comfortable with. If you're comfortable going left, go left. Okay? If you want to try to go right, try it in your practice round. If you like it, sweet, swell, grand, go that way. All right, we're gonna go to the video and let you see how I played the hole, and see how I did. Maybe if we can get there. All right, here we go. Hole number 8. Where are you at? There you are up there. Okay.
I like it more because of the second shot. It sets me up. I prefer to go to the right side.
There we go.
Hey y'all, what's up?
We're good
back
now.
again. We got hole number 8, par 4, and you can go left or right on this hole. I prefer to go to the right side. I like it more because of the second shot. It sets me up for. And I think there's just as many risks going left as there is going right. I've never had an issue going right. You just want to make sure when you aim it, you aim with a little bit of extra room in between the edge of that fringe and the fairway on that first hop. As you see, I hop over with plenty of room. I didn't have to like overpower my ball or anything crazy like that. Sometimes you can put a little bit of left curl on your shot as you take it, but it's a pretty easy, straightforward shot. For the second shot, I'm going to be using my Thorn, which is one of my favorite clubs. I'm definitely going to be putting some backspin on it, about 3 to 4 bars of backspin, and I do adjust my my spin to make the shot a little bit straighter up a line. So we're going to aim this just a little bit before the hole, actually, as you can see. And with 1.3 wind, we're just going to adjust it about a half a bar. And as long as we hit a perfect shot, we should be pretty close. We get it perfect, get the nice bounce, and oh yeah, there we go. There's the toilet bowl roll into the hole for the eagle, and that's how you play hole number 8.
There you have it. The toilet bowl roll into the hole. And like I said, I had a lot of luck, not luck. I had a lot of success on this hole in the Haunted Hills tournament and playing it that way. So, like I said, practice it. Use that Monday round, maybe even that Tuesday round. Use those rounds to practice your shots and get used to playing the hole with the wind. The wind is not going to change from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. Same wind. So get you a piece of paper. Write down those wins. Write down the shots you take. If it's a shot you like, put a star next to it, Make sure you're taking notes so that you remember the shots that work and the shots that don't work. Alright, so we're going to move on to our next hole. And this is actually hole number 9. This is going to be an extra mile hole and a big dog hole. So, the trend is a lot of big dog holes this tournament. Again. So we got hole 9. Par 5, in my opinion, this is the toughest. This is the toughest par 5. What you're going to do is your landing zone is right there. Okay? You are going to need some top spin, not full top spin, a couple bars, some left spin, and some left curl. I'd suggest using a ball that allows you to spin it fairly decently to the left. Because you want to land it in this zone and you want to curl it this way. Hit here. Roll as far this way as you can. Okay? And the key to that roll is the farther you can get down the fairway, the easier you make it for your second shot, and the better chance you have successful getting on the green in 2 for that eagle. If you get an albatross on this hole, that's pure luck. It's just pure luck. If you get an albatross, it's pure luck on this hole. You are playing for the eagle on this hole. There will be a lot of people who don't get the eagle on this hole. So play in a way to get that eagle, and you will definitely shoot up the standings. So, alright, so let's erase that. And we got to zoom out a little bit. As you can see, it's a long hole. So hopefully on your drive, you are in this area. Maybe this area. But from here, you're going to be using your big dog. Hopefully we get a tailwind in the tournament. If we get a tailwind in the tournament, blowing this way, it's going to make this hole a lot easier. Tailwind maybe blowing that way. I don't care. It can blow this way. I just want a tailwind. If you get the tailwind, your next shot will be there, hop over that rough, hit here, roll up onto the green. Okay? That is what we want to do on our second shot. One hop on the first fairway, over the rough, and then bounce onto the green. If the plan comes together perfectly, that's what's going to happen. Now, if you are back in here, you might not be able to get it up here. Okay? So in that case, you are going to want to hop it here, over there, and roll it to this area. And that will give you a shot at making a chip in for the eagle. It's kind of a tough green to chip in from there, but it's possible. You'd rather be there than in the rough. If you don't think you have a really good chance of getting through that rough, I would suggest laying your shot up. But if you can get up to this area on your second shot, go for the bounce. Okay, for the bounce over and the roll on. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, watch the video for the last hole. I don't get a very favorable wind for this hole for my video, but we were gonna watch it, and you can kind of get the general picture of
Shot
what you're
you're
gonna
going to
do.
be using your driver. Usually probably your... Hey y'all, what's up? This is hole number 9, a par 5, and in my opinion one of the toughest holes you will see this tournament. On this first shot you're going to be using your driver. Usually probably your extra mile. You're going to be using some left curl, left spin, and a little bit of top spin. You don't want too much because you don't want to go through the fairway into that rough or bunker. You see my landing zone right there near the corner. You might want to leave yourself a little bit of leeway room just in case you hit it great. Definitely use that left curl. I hit it great. I left myself enough forgiveness room where I hit a good bounce and onto the fairway. During the tournament, you might have a ball with a little bit more left spin to go a little bit farther left up the fairway. Tournament time will probably have a tailwind, so we will have a little bit easier shot than you see me take here. I want to take my shot where I have a little bit of top spin, and I want my second bounce to be on that second fairway next to the green. Here you will not see that happen because we have headwind, but during the tournament with tailwind, it should be much easier to make this shot. So you're going to see me overpower, left curl, hit it perfect, and we just come up short of hitting that next fairway on the bounce. But if we did, we would roll up to and on the green most likely and be in good spot for our eagle.
All right, so there you see how to play hole number 9. A few difficult shots to make on that hole. But if you can position yourself, I can't stress this enough. I just can't stress this enough. If you can position yourself in this area, pretty good chance it's going to be a tailwind on the second shot. Pretty good chance. Knowing the way Playdemic does this, they're going to give you a chance to shoot for the green. You want to land your ball there. Hop over that rough. You got to hop over that rough. If you don't hop over that rough, forget it. If you hop over that rough, roll onto the green. It's okay if you go through the green a little bit, because there is some little fringe area, which is a really easy chip in. But don't use too much power, because you don't want to go all the way through the green and into the rough or the bunker, because it's kind of like a wasted shot if you do that. So take these tips. Learn from them. Go practice these holes. Okay? Go practice these holes. Use Monday as a practice round. If you're short on funds and you only got one chance, that's fine. Go play some Tour 4 and try to get some of these holes and practice them. The wind might not be as favorable for you when you practice, But when you practice with much more difficult positions, much more difficult conditions, when you play the tournament with winds that help you a little bit more, it's going to be easier. So I also encourage you to keep an eye out on my channel. I will be posting an update video on Monday with the actual winds. I will have the direction and the strength for each of these holes, and it'll be a much quicker walkthrough video. So hopefully y'all learned something today. And my suggestion is practice, practice, practice. Take notes. Take notes. So, good luck, y'all. If you have any questions, drop me a comment in the video. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. If you like my content, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' grandmas. Tell them to subscribe. Let's get them numbers boosted up. The more people that are subscribed, the better we can do. Okay? And if you have any tips for me, I'm not opposed to that either. Drop them in the comment box. We'll talk. We'll have a conversation. And, we'll figure out what's best. I'm here to help you. I want to improve your scores. I want to see you get those gold, silver, bronze banners. I want y'all to get that loot. Okay? So, please feel free to ask me questions about anything. So, good luck, and God bless.